I absolutely love my home studio, but there are a couple of limitations to working from home. In today's video, I'm taking you with me on my search to the ultimate studio for me. Let's start with why I want to move my setup out of my living room and into a dedicated space. First of all, what's great about working from home is that it's very cheap because I don't have to rent another studio that's going to cost me a couple of hundreds or thousands of euros, and you can just work whenever you want. And with that also comes not working whenever you want. And I feel like every time I go to an actual studio, I get there at, let's say, 10 a.m. and I'm straight up working until 8 p.m. maybe. And there's of course also the thing of what I can and cannot do in my home studio. I cannot record drums, I cannot record electric guitars, turn up the volume really loud. And also doing attended sessions in your home studio means you have to be really comfortable and know the artist really well to do that in the first place. At least that's how I feel, because I don't really like inviting anybody over into my own space and my own house. Another thing business-wise that might be a good thing about getting a studio outside of my own home is that yes, I have to pay rent to have the space, but also when I am not there, any of my team members can run sessions and can engineer over there, and the space can make me money while I am not actively at work. I also feel like having a place to go and where all my team members can come together just streamlines things more, because whenever me and Paul were at the Atlantis studio and we'd have a day to work on my business, on my stuff, it would have just been, we get into the studio, we brainstorm our ass off, and then we get to work and we record videos, we do mixes, we do recording stuff. You just get to work because you're there and the clock is ticking and you have to get it done. Now, I'm aware that there are many commercial studios that I could rent, and that is basically what I am doing right now. But as much as I love those spaces and love going to those spaces, and I will still continue to go to those spaces for what they offer as a studio, whether it being a certain live room or a certain desk or certain microphones or preamps or whatever it may be, I will still be doing that. But I also really need a spot for myself. And by the time the virtual internship also gets an actual real life internship element, then it would be great if I had a studio that could do all of that. So we could have a masterclass with 20 of you. We could do drinks on Friday and just get to know each other and nerd out about everything. We could do events, and all of that stuff is ideally what I envision in my future studio. So that is also what I'm looking for. Not only is this a place where I can do my work, but is this also a very good sunshine in my face? But could this also be a place for something bigger than what I'm doing right now? Let's have a look at the first couple of studios in the recorder complex. First, we get to the communal area with a full-blown kitchen, so that would be great if we get hungry. They've got an in-house podcast studio, which might be useful in the future, and then we get to the main hall with all these studios. There are currently 4 already built. They will build the box-in-box structure for you, but then optionally you can choose to have them do the acoustics and the design as well. So this is how that would look if they did all of that stuff. This is another one of their studios completely ready to go with a couple of heads and everything. The rooms come pre-installed with air conditioning, their own electricity group, so everything is taken care of. You've got the option of incorporating a lot of daylight, as they've got these big windows in the ceiling, but you have to create a window in your room itself as well. And then here you see the smaller size room they have. This is 11 square meters, so this is significantly smaller than the previous studio we saw, but this would be ideal for a small writing production setup with just 2 monitors, a couple of synths, and a couch in the back. And this is how it looks. Fully complete box-in-box structure with the air conditioning. And this is one of the biggest rooms. They actually have only one of those, and that's of Mason. You see there on screen. He has daylight, which I would love to have, but I don't think my budget reaches so far that I can get a big room like this. Okay, that was studio number 1. Really interesting. It's a great building, great location in the city in Amsterdam. I like the fact that they haven't completely started building all the rooms yet, so that does mean that I cannot get in there super quickly, but it also means that I can kind of nudge them in the right direction of what to build, and maybe even tell them what I want them to build for me. So yeah, definitely a good contender. And now we are at studio number 2, and this one is also located in a spot with multiple creative spaces. But first, I saw a Porsche, so sorry, I got distracted. And here is the room. It is in the basement, but they do have natural daylight, which is a big plus. This used to be, I believe, the central heating room. That's why you get all the industrial pipes and everything, which could be a cool look. You've got the double glazed window into the booth over here, and this is the only part of the construction that is actually box in box. So this room has to be the live room. And then we get to the second room in this complex. It's a bit wider, which could be nice, but it has very low ceilings and no natural daylight. So that, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think this would be the room for me, to be honest. Okay, that was room number 2 and 3, actually. Very interesting. The first one was with the booth in there, which was alright, which was cool. I didn't really like the heating installation and everything in there. I don't think it would get the look and the feel I want my studio to have. So yeah, maybe that is not really what I want to do. The building itself is really cool. It's a building filled with rooms for creatives. So there's anything from music studios to painters. You have to be a creative as well to be able to rent there as well. So that's cool. I just didn't really feel the room. The second room didn't have any daylight. It was really low ceilings, and it was just a little too small for me. So I don't think that's going to work either. I still feel the first studios we visited today were my favorites. I might visit one more studio today, but first I need to get some food and Juno needs a walk. So I'll catch you after that. We're going to visit one more studio. This is a really great one. I think you're going to love this because it's already a really big studio complex with 2 fully functioning studios. One has an SSL, the other has, I don't know, but both rooms are fully equipped with, I think, fully Atmos ATC, and it's really high end. And they've got 2 extra rooms, so it would be great for me to see if I want to move into one of those rooms. This space is absolutely insane. They've got an SSL, fully Dolby Atmos ATC setup, and honestly all the outboard gear you can think of. There's even a lot of pieces that I don't even know, and I thought I knew every single piece of gear. They've got these really nice flat white ATC monitors for the ceilings, and then we get to the live room. The windows you see upstairs are to the second control room, which we will see in a second, but this is the gigantic live room they've got. There in the back will be 3 booths, and once complete there will be no band that this studio cannot house. Honestly, I wish this was my studio, but maybe someday. The owner of the studio, Michael, told me that he built the building with a 40-centimeter gap between his building and the other buildings, and then to ensure there is enough sound isolation between the outside of the building and the outside of the live room, they actually made this storage corridor with everything here. He's showing me his BX20 is working again, and he casually has 2 EMT 140 plates over there. Of course, This guy has everything. It's insane. And this is the other side of the corridor, and they actually call this the north side and the other side is the south side, so they can call each other and tell each other where in the building they are. And here we are on the first floor. This is the booth to the second control room, which is also a very, very high-end room. They have, again, fully Dolby Atmos ATC monitors over there, a lot of gear in the racks, and a KDAC J series console over here. Nothing to complain over there. And then we get to the room that I got here for in the first place, and that is this. Also a 26 square meter room, same as the first one at Recorder, though it has slightly higher ceilings and it has a big window to the outside world, which is amazing. But it's also a risk because it could happen that you get more sound into your studio than you would like. And as if the storage downstairs wasn't enough already, he has got more stuff in this storage. How much stuff can a man need? Well, apparently even more, because he picked up 3 of those things, whatever they are. If you know, let me know down in the comments, because I said yeah, nice, but I actually didn't know what they were. Same with this, a Lexicon Delta delay, but it's a really short delay, he told me. I'm really curious. I would love to try one of those out someday. Whatever might be here, I am not sure, but it's a great collection. Yes, I know that was way too short for that amazing studio. We will go back once they're completely finished building that studio and we'll do a proper studio tour. But for today, it was just the focus on what the building is, what's there, but most importantly, that extra room they have, or rooms, storage room they had as well, is also maybe in the future a potential, but right now it was just about the office space. It is great that it's in a building with 2 big studios already, and that it has a massive windows for daylight, because I do not want to give up on that when moving out of my living room with the studio. So yeah, this could definitely be a good spot for a future studio. Thanks so much for watching this video, and let me know down below in the comments for which of these rooms you would go if you were in my situation. Leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on another video. Later.